Filmed for this topic.
Yes.
In your own words, how would you define addiction?
Um, when when you keep doing something repetitively and you can identify that it's a problem or that you shouldn't be doing it and you just still continue to feel the need to do it.
So on that topic, how would you define addiction? Does it have negative effects on your life or positive effects?
I think depending on most addictions, it would probably have a negative effect. I think standardly most addictions it's a negative connotation word. It's going to be about drugs or alcohol or something, and I don't really think there's too many good benefits on those. So
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Do you think addiction changes behavioral patterns, and how so?
it definitely changes behavioral patterns just in seeing it in other friends or whatever the case is it can cause someone to be more aggressive. It can cause someone to do things that they wouldn't normally do, to lie, to steal. Other situations, though, it doesn't really. I've smoked cigarettes for 4 years and it's an addiction, but it's never made me more hostile when I don't have it. So,
Perfect. Cool. Do you have a question after that, or is my next one?
Go from there.
Oh, yeah. Would you consider yourself addicted to any of these categories? Pornography, procrastination, or technology? And if so, how would you say it has affected your behavior?
probably technology, and it really hasn't affected my behavior so much so as it's just more like it's convenient. So I guess it's made me a little bit lazier. Like, I won't, if I'm researching something or if I'm just trying to look something up, rather than like taking the time and like going through a book to figure something out, I'm just like, I can Google this.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
So within that topic of addiction, would you consider yourself to be like within technology? Would you consider yourself to be addicted more towards the content or the technology itself? So like in terms of content, like social media, pornography, just like anything within the internet.
Google,
Like than the Google. Actual
iPhone, if you do have an iPhone.
probably content. It's, having a phone that can do these things, it's great. I had like a BlackBerry for 2 years and it couldn't do anything, and so I didn't care that I had the BlackBerry. I cared that I couldn't like just Google something a lot quicker, or hey, I couldn't check Instagram. Like, it was more content than actually like what it was.
Well, I mean, now that we're on the topic of technology, do you think like that encompasses procrastination within it? Like, do you procrastinate because of technology?
I think I definitely procrastinate because of technology. If my phone's going off and I'm supposed to be doing a project, I'm definitely going to be looking at my phone, probably more so than like actually doing the research I need to be doing for the project. So I think it can add to procrastination, but I think that's just a healthier balance. Like, if I'm using my phone to research what I need, I'm not being really distracted. If I know my material and I'm literally just writing, then yeah, my phone's gonna distract me a lot more.
Well, thank you for your time. I think that's all we have.
Yeah.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I consent to being pulled on addiction.
Thank you. All right.
All right, so in your own words, how would you define addiction?
Addiction means to be, I guess you can say, dependent on a substance or behavior, and how do you describe that? I guess to be dependent on something and not being able to function without it. Like, you can't walk away from it, you can't stop using it.
So, what is your view on addiction? Would it be like a positive or a negative or?
Well, it depends on the addictions. I mean, generally when we think of addictions, that's bad, like drugs, uh, sex maybe, cutting, I guess, can be an addiction. But if it's a healthy behavior, then yeah, you can be addicted to something that's good or beneficial.
Thank you.
And do you think addiction changes behavioral patterns, and how so?
Addiction absolutely changes behavioral behavioral patterns. Like, I mean, like, would a withdrawal be considered a change in behavioral problems. Like, okay, someone's addicted to heroin. They're not normally violent people, but they're having a withdrawal, and suddenly they become violent. They become angry easily.
Perfect answer. Last one. Would you consider yourself addicted to any of these categories? Pornography, procrastination, or technology? And if so, how would you say it has affected your behavior?
Was procrastination the middle one? Yeah, I'm definitely addicted to procrastination. Let's see, how's it affected my behavior? It's kind of made me want to just not do stuff that I know I really should do. Maybe change a comfortable habit that gets in the way of me being productive in my day or things like that.
Would you consider procrastination more of an addiction or a habit?
That's a good question. I'd probably say more of a habit. Yeah.
Alright, so would you consider, since it's more of a habit, do you think it's affecting your health or in any way?
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, often like when I procrastinate, my stress levels build up. So.
Thank you. Well, I think.
In your own words, how would you define addiction?
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes?
Oh, well, you know, like something you gotta have, but you shouldn't have.
Okay.
In that case, what is your view on addiction?
I don't know. These are big questions. Just woke up, guys.
Would you say it's like has a negative effect on your life or a positive effect?
Neutral. I mean,
Can go both ways.
yeah, it can go both ways.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
And do you think addiction changes behavioral patterns, and how so?
Well, yeah, because if you need to do something, but you have to get your fix of whatever it is, you get distracted and you can't focus in.
Perfect. Awesome. Do you have any questions after this, or do you want me to ask the next one?
The next one.
Cool. Would you consider yourself addicted to any of these categories? Pornography, procrastination, or technology? And if so, how would you say it has affected your behavior?
Well, I think technology encompasses all of those. So yes, I am addicted to technology. Yeah, I mean, I'm on my phone like all the day. I have an app that tells me how often I'm on my phone, and it's like 2 hours a day. It's pretty bad.
Okay. And
So
how
like
would
I
you,
could be doing other stuff, but
So how would you say it has affected your behavior?
I don't pay attention in class because I'm always like texting the bay.
Okay.
Well, is that good? Do you have any other questions?
Yeah. Would you say you're more addicted to technology or the content within technology, such as social media?
The
pornography?
content within technology. Social media. I mean, technology without like the content is just like a calculator. Like, what would you do? Are you even getting like the sound, boy? Okay, good.
I think we are.
Keep an eye out on. Is that even
Giving us a
connected?
good grade.
You're recording the sound separate from the. Is it? Sorry, I got distracted.
Well, you answered all of our questions, so
Okay.
the interview's basically over.
I got
appreciate
it.
Boom, boom, boom. Gotta get that boom, boom, boom. Gotta get that boom.